Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Frankly FM84, and a big thank you for joining me on another episode of the potential superstars of Football Manager 22. So, if you've caught any of the previous episodes, you might have seen in the comment section somebody had a shout out for the particular player we are covering today, and that player is Emile Smith Rowe. He is a player who, in real life, is bursting onto the scene now. His development in the Arsenal team and certainly breaking through into the England national team has been fantastic. And I think in real life, he is a player to really watch out for. But in terms of the game, let's have a little look at how he profiles. So he starts the game at Arsenal. He is 20 years old, and at the start of the game, he has two under 21 caps, so represents England at under 21 level. He has a contract that runs until 2026. He's on £40,000 a week in terms of wages, and his valuation is 35 to 106 million. His positions are listed as a wide left, central, or wide right player who can also cover in across the middle of the park. So, a little look at his stats and how they rate him at the age of 20 in terms of Football Manager. You can see that in terms of his technicals, he has a good base core of those technicals. He has good crossing, dribbling, first touch, long shots, passing, penalty taking, and technique. In terms of his mentals, all yellows across the board, apart from a couple of stats which are leadership and positioning. But the main ones that stand out there are determination, flair, teamwork, vision, work rate, everything you're going to need for a player who is creating stuff for you in the middle of the park when you need a little bit of a creative genius to light that spark in your team. And then when you look across in terms of his physicals, he has great acceleration, great agility. He has stamina, which is something that's important in the game, certainly this year. Pace is good. Natural fitness is all there. He is everything you are going to be looking forward to getting in an attacking midfielder. So, looking across at the right hand side, you can see his personality at the start of the game is light-hearted. His media description is that of a Wonderkid, and the only player trait he has is to play 1-2s. So, looking at him here again, I say this a lot about a lot of these players. They are rough diamonds that need polishing. I think he's one though that doesn't need a lot. You're just going to put him into your lineups. You're going to get him that game experience, and he will start to blossom. So, if you want to see just how much he will blossom, we're going to jump forward 5 years into the future and show you how he turns out in 2026 in Football Manager 2022. But before I show you how Emile Smith Rowe turns out in Football Manager 2022, this is a call to arms for anybody who has watched this far into the video, enjoyed the content, and hasn't yet hit that like and subscribe button. Please don't forget to do it. Helps the channel out so much, and I appreciate every single person that does it. The journey on YouTube has been fantastic. What started off as a lockdown project is just getting better and better, and I thank every single one of you that has took the time to interact with the channel. So, you're not here for me to ramble on about those things, though. You want to find out what Emile Smith Rowe is going to look like 5 years into the future. So let's jump on in and show you exactly what he turns into in FM22. Okay, here we are then. We have jumped forwards to the 1st of July 2026, and you can see that Emile Smith Rowe is now a 25-year-old who still hasn't represented the England full national team yet in terms of Football Manager. He has 18 under 21 appearances and scored 5 under 21 goals. He now has a contract that is worth £130,000 a week, runs till 2030, so 4 years left on that deal. His asking price in terms of his valuation is 49 to 146 million. So Arsenal obviously will do everything they can to keep him in the game. He has developed a little bit in terms of his positions. He seems more confident now in the middle of the pitch. He also still plays wide left and wide right. He can also fill in across the centre of the park. So a quick look at his attributes will tell us that his dribbling has improved, his passing has improved, and his technique have improved, as these are all now 16. He still has quite a good core for the rest of the technicals. In terms of those mentals, he's developing as a player all the time with good anticipation, composure. His determination, flair, and off the ball are all up to 16. His teamwork is still 14. His vision and work rate are 15. In terms of his physicals, he's developing still. You can see he has good acceleration and agility at 16. His stamina is up to 15. Natural fitness and pace are 14. Strength might be the one where he's a little bit lightweight, but still he's one of those players that is quick and nimble and might not actually need to be that strong, as you won't catch him even if you are near him. Looking at his right hand side of the screen now, his personality is still light-hearted. His media description is now attacking midfielder, and his player traits have developed. Gets forward whenever possible, plays 1-2s, cuts inside from the left wing. So let's show you the 5 years that we have simmed in the game. So in the first season, Arsenal used him heavily, 35 appearances, 12 goals, 12 assists, 5 player of the matches, with a 7.15 average rating. That's quite impressive for a youngster in the game, and you can see why the Wonderkid label is attached. Then in the next season, 34 games, 8 goals, 5 assists, 1 player of the match for a 7.07. The next season, 30 games, 9 goals, 7 assists, 2 player of the matches and a 7.27 rating. In 24-25, 22 games, 8 goals, 2 assists, 2 player of the match, 7.30. And then in 25-26, 35 games again, 8 goals, 8 assists, 1 player of the match, and a 7.19 average rating. So, in terms of those stats, you absolutely cannot fault him in the slightest. Every single season above 7, and the lowest is 7.07. He bangs goals in as well. This is a player that I think, despite his real world tag of being this wonder kid, maybe he's a little bit under the radar in the game. We don't have anything really to show you in terms of what he might be able to be purchased for, because he's still at Arsenal, hasn't moved clubs, and his price tag is 49 to 146 million, so that is quite vast. But Emile Smith Rowe is a player that if you are in a moneybags team or have a team that can do a deal with Arsenal, he's going to improve your team no end. So quite the impressive player 5 years into the future. So that's Emile Smith Rowe profiled. What a shout out this is from the comment section. So somebody had asked me to do this profile, and I can see exactly why. Emile Smith Rowe is a player who in the real world is developing himself quite the label. He's a wonder kid, and in this game he lives up to that tag quite easily. So I think if you've got the money to go out and buy him, do the deal with Arsenal, get the kid in your team, develop him yourself, you are not going to regret it. This is a player who is a little bit special, and he's one to definitely try and get in Football Manager 22.